Welcome to Tech for Good Made Easy. My name is Randy Paynter, and today we're going to talk about some really fun stuff, GPT-4 plugins, which make Chat GPT a lot more powerful. This will be a short episode with a big bang for the buck. Hopefully you're all now experienced with using Chat GPT. If not, I encourage you to check out my previous video, as experience with Chat GPT will be helpful for you to get the most out of this episode. Chat GPT without plugins is like a smartphone with no apps. Actually, scratch that. It's like a smartphone with no apps, no internet connection, and a single contact. That contact is super smart, but they've been living under a rock for the past year. And that's because ChatGPT 4 relies on a data set that was last updated in early 2022. And if you're still using the original ChatGPT 3.5, that was last updated in 2021. So while it's incredibly powerful, it has no idea that Russia invaded Ukraine or anything else that's happened since the data set was compiled. Plugins give you access to current information on the internet, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. They also provide a whole lot of other mind-blowing functionality. In fact, using GPT-4 with plugins is like upgrading that smartphone to the latest model, complete with 5G, all the apps, and a direct line to a personal assistant who is not just really smart, but also really capable. They can book travel plans, aggregate and analyze data sets, and maybe run a marketing campaign for you. Maybe a better analogy is that GPT-4 is like a big brain, and plugins enable that brain to take all sorts of actions for you. It's incredibly exciting and a bit scary, but this is where it's heading. So let's get started. First off, let's figure out how to even use plugins. The interface is not at all obvious, which I think is because plugins are still in beta, and I don't think OpenAI has figured out how to best integrate them. I know a lot of people who are paying the $20 a month for GPT-4 and still haven't started using plugins. So after today, you are going to be among the coolest of the cool. Start off by going to ChatGPT at chat.openai.com and log in if requested. I encourage you to stop this video so you can follow along at home, as there are multiple steps involved and OpenAI does not make this easy. Also, as of today, plugins are currently only available on the desktop version, so don't try this on your phone. Though they're updating things rapidly, so it's only a matter of time. At the bottom left of your screen, you'll see your email address followed by 3 little dots. Click on that, and you should see an option labeled Settings and Beta. Click on that, and you'll see another screen called Settings. And one of the options should be Beta Features. The fact that this is buried under several steps tells you it's not something most people are using yet, and you're entering the cutting edge of AI coolness by accessing these features. I will also warn you that they may not all work perfectly, as these are still in beta or not fully baked mode. Select that switch to the right of plugins to turn on this feature. Then X out of this menu to get back to the main chat interface. At the top of the screen, you'll see options for GPT 3.5 and GPT-4. Select GPT-4. As you scroll over that, a drop-down menu will appear. Scroll down and click on Plugins. Okay, we're still not quite ready to use these yet, but trust me, this is worth all these steps to get here. So now you should have the top menu toggled to GPT-4, and centered underneath that header, you'll see a little V for a drop-down menu. Click on that, then scroll down to the bottom to go to the plugin store. I already have a bunch of plugins installed, so that's what you're seeing here, but scroll all the way down to plugin store. What OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, are doing here is very similar to the App Store you'll find on your mobile phone. Plugins are basically helpful tools developed by third parties that help make GPT-4 far more powerful, just like apps make your smartphone far more useful than something you can only make phone calls with. So click on Plugin Store, and you'll see a new menu with the most popular apps. You'll see there are multiple pages of plugins, but if you search for Web Pilot, which enables you to search online on the web, and then click Install, that will install it as part of your GPT-4 account. It's not on your actual laptop. There are several similar plugins, but in short, Web Pilot gives GPT-4 the power to look up current information on the web. Note that OpenAI recently added a Browse with Bing option on that drop-down menu. It provides similar functionality to Web Pilot, but personally I prefer using the Web Pilot plugin because I can use multiple plugins simultaneously, which provides more functionality, as I'll show you below. While we're here, let's install one more plugin that I found useful. That is Ask Your PDF, which enables you to analyze PDFs. A word of caution. It's possible that by the time you're watching this, one or both of these plugins may no longer be available. Plugins seem to frequently come and go as the service is still in beta. So if either of these is not available, you can just search for a different one that provides similar functionality. You'll see there are many others you can try out later, which add a lot more functionality. But for today, we're just going to look at these two. Great. So now I've installed these two on my GPT-4 account. To use them, I need to create a new chat. So go to the top left, click that little box up there to create a new chat, and then check the plugins option on the GPT-4 drop-down menu. So let's select the two we just installed, Web Pilot and Ask Your PDF. This means that during this specific conversation, these two plugins will be available for GPT-4 to use to help with your request. Let's try a simple example of how the Web Pilot plugin allows you to use GPT-4 with any publicly available web page. So let's ask it to tell me what the 3 most important stories about the environment are on the New York homepage today. So I'm going to type, I work for an environmental nonprofit. What are the 3 most important stories on the environment from the homepage of the New York Times? Excellent. So I'm in a hurry and I don't have time to read them all. So I'll type, what are the key takeaways for number 2? Tell me in 5 bullet points. Amazing. Of course, you can use this plugin to pull in data from various sources if, let's say, you want to brainstorm ideas for blog posts or compare stories on different sites, etc. The ways to use this are really only limited by your creativity, so have fun with it. Let's move on now to the PDF reader. Ask Your PDF. Sometimes I receive lengthy industry reports or maybe legal documents in the form of a PDF. The nice thing about Ask Your PDF is that you can have GPT-4 use it even if the PDF is not available on any publicly available website. By the way, let's say I wasn't here to show you how to use this. What would you do? Well, the very cool thing about ChatGPT is if you ever get stuck, just ask it. So let's type, how do I use Ask Your PDF to review a PDF on my laptop? This is truly one of the most amazing things about GPT-4. If you ever get stuck, just ask for help. Okay, so click on the link to upload your document. Today, I'm going to upload a PDF from More, the direct mail fundraising company, with their 2023 fundraising returns report. It's 40 pages long, and I'm sure every word is pure gold, but for now, I'd just like to get a quick summary. So I'm going to type, based on the report, what are the top 5 action items going forward? And then we're going to paste in the document ID that I copied from the previous page. There we go. Act now for future growth and to avoid a drop in donor acquisition in the middle years, cost management, prioritize speed, shift data to be the force that powers your fundraising, and use an omni-channel approach. Again, there are many ways that you can use this plugin. In fact, let's ask GPT-4 what are some of the ways to use a PDF reader with GPT-4. I'll type, what are 10 creative ways to benefit from using a PDF reader with GPT-4? Seriously incredible. Like, the possibilities are amazing. There are lots of other awesome plugins, and I encourage you to explore to see which ones you find most useful. If there are any that you'd like me to discuss in a future episode, please let me know in the comments. You can probably already see where this is all heading. In the not too distant future, you're going to be able to ask your favorite LLM or large language model, whether it's Chat GPT, Bard, Claude, Llama, or some other one, to accomplish some goal. And it will not only figure out a strategy, but it will then use plugins to take action. And then it will learn from those actions, adjust its strategy, and then take more action. Kind of like what a lot of us humans do for a living. In a future episode, I'll show you how to use some early versions of these so-called AI agents so you can stay in the driver's seat. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and let your colleagues know. If you have comments, questions, or ideas for future episodes, please share below or hit me up on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Paynter. That's Paynter with a Y. We're just getting started and want to hear your feedback to make sure you're getting a lot of value out of this. Thank you and have an amazing day.